Hi everyone and welcome to Divine Resolution Tarot. My name is Chanel and I am your reader every time you visit this channel. For those of you who are new, for those of you who are returning, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to read for you again. As always, it is an honor and a pleasure. So this reading is intended for the sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. If you're watching for Gemini, you might want to reverse the roles, but with this style of reading, I'm not sure that will work for you. It can, because we're looking really at you. This is your love forecast for the 1st through the 15th. So we're going to be kind of doing a deep dive into what's going on with you. And I will read for any energies that come through as well in regards to people you could be dealing with. So Gemini, anything else you need to know about the reading is in the description box, as well as the link to my website if you are in need of a personal reading. As I'm looking at what's going on, what's been going on, I feel like there's a situation that's made you a better person. It might not feel like that though. It seems as though you have changed. I feel like you were trying very hard to present a side of yourself that seemed a little bit elusive when it comes to love or your relationships. And then it's like you fell very hard for someone. I feel like that was something that perhaps you viewed as a disadvantage, because as I'm looking at your energy, I see the opportunity, right, to leave an old way of life behind. And I see the emotional investment, but I also feel as though it knocked you out of alignment with yourself. You know, it's like there's two parts of you who are very much at war with yourself. It looks like there's a part of you that wants to love so freely and unconditionally, but then there's a part of you that wants to keep your autonomy and to be really valued, you know? And I feel like with this situation that you've found yourself in, you know, recently or in the past, it feels like you can't have both. You know, it's like you can't love someone without conditions and still receive what you deserve. I feel like that's what you've been dealing with lately, is trying to find the balance, right? Trying to find how do you let your guard down and be vulnerable to people when it feels like with this temperance in the reverse, every time you do that, you're accepting crumbs from people, right? It's feeling like you at times feel as though you can't have it both ways. And so I feel like that's what's leading to this change, is you trying to figure out, how do I integrate a loving relationship with a relationship where I'm valued and respected? Because when I put my boundaries down, I can't be emotionally available. So I'm not attracting situations that make me feel emotionally invested. But when I put my guard down and I just give love so freely, I'm not being given the respect and the value that I deserve, right? So kind of an interesting energy here, because I feel like there's a lot going on inside of you at this time. You know, it's like maybe for some of you, you didn't even know you were capable of loving as deeply as you have, but it felt like it was to your detriment, you know? So it seems like you're getting into a space where you're trying to put yourself back together. I feel like you're creating distance from people who have in the past made you feel vulnerable and unappreciated, because it almost seems like in your mind, you've gotten into a space where you feel like that's synonymous, right? Like, if I love you, you're going to hurt me. If I give to you, you're going to take from me. So let's see what messages Spirit has for us with this situation. Yeah, I feel like you have gone silent on somebody. because it felt like this person was, for some of you, you feel like this person was giving attention to someone else or just not caring about your feelings. But there's an energy of feeling like you want to be recognized. You want your efforts to be recognized, right? You don't just want to be somebody's situationship or someone who's hidden. It's like you want what you see people give to other people. You want the relationships that you see other people have. And, you know, for this situation in particular, whoever you gave all of this time and energy to, it's like they didn't celebrate you publicly. Maybe they didn't acknowledge you publicly. Because it feels like that was this person's way of being manipulative. Okay, so I feel like that's something that you've distanced yourself from. For some of you, maybe you're starting to kind of harden your heart, you know, and put your walls back up. I feel like what you really wanted was for this person to come after you when you became quiet, you know. It's almost like you tried to reinsert an element of mystery into the situation, right? Trying to reinvent yourself so that this person, it's like they don't know you anymore. Like, yeah, that was me then when I cared, right? Look at me now. I don't care anymore. I'm in a better place. I'm doing better. You know, I feel like you wanted this person to see the change in you, to see your value. So you place that boundary, right? Let's see what came of that, because it feels like this is kind of stagnant energy. All right. Yep. So, I feel like what you ended up getting was someone who didn't give you the response that you wanted. You know, it looks like, if anything, this person looked at your change and their attitude was like, I don't care, you know, and they very publicly have shown you that they don't care. But I think what's interesting is behind the scenes, this person is trying to find their way back to you. So it's a little bit frustrating, I feel like, because this is someone who, regardless of what you do, they minimize you when it comes to their environment or the people in their life. They act like you don't matter. But then, you know, behind the scenes, this is someone who, if they leave, they always come back, or you're the love of their life, right? So very frustrating energy. And I can see why you want to change this. I can see why you want this to be over for good. Because it feels like no matter how much you love this person or don't love this person or pay attention to this person or don't pay attention to this person, they're completely unbothered. You know, they don't have like a public display of affection. I feel like the person that you've been dealing with is keeping their feelings hidden from everyone. You know, it's very hard to know how this person feels. So it's almost the energy of you being like, you know what, I guess I don't care anymore. And I think that that will be new, because I know last month we talked about you having tried everything in regards to the person that you were dealing with. And it seems like you really did just kind of disconnect from this. But there's still that element of disbelief that this person could be so dense to not realize that this is done for you. You know, it's like in this person's energy, there's this attitude of like, it's never really over. You know, maybe Gemini just has an attitude right now. They'll be back, or they'll let me come back. So I don't think this person has even begun to understand the magnitude of where you are in your life right now in regards to this connection. I want to take a look at your conscious and subconscious, because I feel like when it comes to reading tarot, something that people don't understand is that nothing is set in stone. You have options, you have choices, you have free will. And what you're manifesting can be changed. You don't have to accept possible outcomes as like, this is law and this has to happen. It absolutely does not. So I'm trying to do my love readings a little bit different so that you all realize that you really do have control over your lives. Consciously, you're in the energy of the moon. So I feel like you're mirroring this person. You're in a space where it's like you're just matching energy with people, whether it's old or new. I'm seeing this old situation, but I feel like you're not willing to allow people into that space of being vulnerable like you were before, whether that's you looking for someone new or not, right? Subconsciously, you've got the Two of Wands in the reverse. So I feel like deep down, you're creating this Ace of Wands again, where this person will return, right? For some of you, you've made the decision that when this person comes back like they always do, you're not going to deal with them anymore. Or you may just deal with them in the capacity that they deal with you. But let's see what these ideas and these beliefs are creating, because that's going to be the next thing that you're manifesting into your life in regards to love. I think that this person cares about you, but I just feel like they're so hot and cold. And for you to finally have opened up to someone, to finally have loved someone, this is just kind of more than you can take, right? This is creating the 10 of Cups. So it's interesting because I feel like there's a big jump in regards to your person, right? Because Ace of Cups in the reverse, all of this hidden energy, hidden emotions. I feel like your person could very well be going through some sort of spiritual awakening at this time, but they have not conveyed that to you. And, maybe that's what it took, was for you to show them how their behavior made you feel by mirroring that behavior. Because I'm seeing that you're creating not only a return, but this is something different. It's like this person coming back with something that they've thought about, right? Perhaps something that they've learned or learned how to do, how to love differently. And I feel like you're going to be very unbothered by this. I think this will surprise you how little it means. It's almost the energy of like you just looking up and someone being there and you're like, wait a minute, where did you come from? I didn't hear you come in, right? Because you're getting into a space where you've created so much distance with your mind and heart from this person that when they feel the need to come back, it doesn't hit the same. It's like having been more emotional and opening up, I think there's parts of you that like that version of yourself. So even though it's very tempting for you in a lot of ways to put your walls back up this month, I feel like you're looking more at who deserves that kind of vulnerability from you. And so I really like that for you, Gemini, because I don't feel like you're going to shut down. I just feel like you're going to be a lot more discerning about who deserves that side of you, who deserves that type of access to you, right? I feel like you are also going through a spiritual awakening. So this could be a twin flame dynamic, because it seems like as you grow, your person grows. But this has changed you in the sense that it's like you're realizing it's okay to be vulnerable. This person brought something out of you that I don't think you even knew was there. And it's like, rather than you seeing it as a weakness, you're viewing it as something to cultivate, right? Something that perhaps you thought you didn't have inside of you, or something that you thought you had lost. And so, if anything, it's more the energy of you deciding that this person has served their purpose in your life, that you've learned all there is to learn, right? Because now it's like you've discovered something about yourself through this situation. I think a big part of it is you're no longer looking for this person's actions or affections to validate you, right? You're not looking for this person to repair what they broke. It's more the energy of you deciding to fix yourself on your own, but not allowing this person to keep coming in and damaging your progress. So I'm going to take a look at the 10 of Cups in the extended, because I am seeing this person coming in so bold, as though this is where they belong. It's almost like this indignant attitude of why would you be surprised I'm back? I live here. This person feels like they have a permanent residence in your heart. And I feel like for you, you've made a decision about this situation. You just have not communicated it to this person yet, because I feel like you haven't had an opportunity. So I'd like to see how this goes for the both of you, right? Because I think this person, they're coming to talk to you about something, or there's something that they'd like to reestablish with you. But I also don't think it's going to go the way that they want. I think you're going to probably keep matching their energy, or allow them to sit in the confusion that it feels like they keep leaving you in. But I'm going to take a look at that and see how this will all play out. I'm going to see how this is going to affect you, as well as what this person's next actions will be. I'll get some advice for you. We're going to pull about 8-9 cards and talk about the future of this. So if you want to join me in the extended reading, the link is in the description box below. If you need a personal reading, that link is also in the description box. And I will speak to all of you again soon. Bye.